Okay, here we are. We are now in session 2. In the first session, we checked our drawing tools. We looked at the line, the difference between a line and polyline, and we also investigated different types of circles. We played around with the arc, as I said. Uh, my favorite is the start and direction arc. We will see more of it in action in the later on coming sessions. We drew using our rectangle tool, we drew an ellipse, and we started hatching some stuff. All right. So we're going to jump over to this side at the modifier. Uh, most of my tutorials on AutoCAD, I divided them into pieces. Like I don't want to just start drawing something here and someone gets confused. So rather, I focused on the draw tools, and there's more draw tools if you click on this drop down here. We've got a spline line, we've got a spring, we've got other things that I've never touched. But I don't know. Oh, cool. All right. So how do we use our modify tools? The modify, basically they modify everything this side. So this corner here, it's the basics. All right. For example, if we click on line, in the previous videos, I spoke a lot about auto mode. This button right here makes us draw only in straight lines. Watch it. And you escape, you press the button escape to end your tool. All right. So now the first one is move. How do we use? How do we use the move? If you just hover on top of the move tool, you will see that it will show you what it does. So it moves an object obviously from one space to another space. All right. Click on the move tool. Our command line reminds us, tells us, hey, select the objects that you want to move. All right. Now I cover my drawing with a green lasso. That means I am going to start holding on to my left click from the right towards the left. You see? Now you should notice that it's highlighted in blue. That means it has been selected. Then if you want to confirm that you are done selecting your tool, your objects rather, you just click on enter in the keyboard. All right. Then the next thing is going to ask you specify base point. A base point is a point where you hold your objects, or it's a reference point where you are going to base your objects around. All right, that sounds convincing enough. All right, so you can select anywhere with on top of the objects. All right, so I'm just gonna choose in this endpoint right here. I click on it, just left click, then I move. Left click, I move towards the right or the left. Because my auto mode is on, I can't move in any direction that I want. That's why it's only moving in 90-degree angles. All right. If I switch off my auto mode, you'll see now I can move in any angle or any direction that I want. I just move it here, then that's it. Our object moved from being here, it moved to this side. All right. Let's rather draw something. Let's draw a circle and have like a variety of objects here. All right. That is our move tool. All right. The next tool is let's play around with our copy tool. Copy. All right. Click on copy. Uh, then again, you should check your command center or command line. It tells you select objects. Right. So you can actually copy only these two string of lines, or you can copy the whole object. All right. We are copying the whole object. You hold on your left click from here left to right. I like moving from left to right when I select. I think maybe it's because I'm left-handed, so I don't know, some reason. All right. Then we tell the machine that we are done with selecting all our objects. All you have to do now is just click on enter. Click enter on your keyboard. Then it's gonna ask you specify base point. Remember, base point is a reference you're either moving or copying, or just think of it as a place you're going to start the place where you're going to grab onto whatever object that you have on the screen. All right. So let's use this one. I like this one. It's a good point. Click on it. Like let's move it to the top so we can see. Car. Just click on the left click once, and you will see that you've got you still have the object copied. That means you can actually copy it multiple times. All right. Click, click. All right. And now what I'm doing when I do this is pen. I think in the first or second video I showed you how to pen. You just hold down on your mouse button or mouse wheel rather, and you hold it and you move your mouse. All right. So you really need to get used to penning when it's needed. All right. So I'm just gonna copy two of these things. All right. Escape means I am done playing around. All right. You can see we have copied right the same thing that we drew here. We copied it 5 times. All right. That is the copy tool. Works very easy. Let me zoom out a bit. The same as pen, you need to play around with your zoom in, zoom out, especially if you're new to using AutoCAD. Uh, and a tip around zooming in, zooming out. If your mouse cursor is this, if you zoom in and it's here, it's going to actually zoom into this position. All right. So if you can see our drawing is there. So if now I zoom in and I am targeting this point, it's going to zoom into that. All right. See, that is pretty easy. The next one we're going to do is rotate. All right, click on rotate, and it says select objects you want to uh, select objects that you want to rotate, obviously. Uh, if you can remember, what did I say about our lassos? If I move from the left to the right, it will only select uh, objects uh, that are all within that lasso. All right, so you can see this, it selected that and that and that. I don't want that. Just click on escape. I click on rotate again. I zoom into, I just want to rotate this only. All right, just so there I am using my right lasso. All right, so it's selected because it's blue. Blue means selected. All right. We're telling the machine we are done selecting what we want to rotate. Click enter. All right. Then there it is again. It's gonna specify to us a specify base point you per se. All right. I'm just gonna rotate it around this point. Let's select a different point this time around. You see, I am now rotating that lake kind of object. Let me switch on my auto mode so I can just perfectly rotate to it to this side. All right. You see, that is generally how the rotate tool works. We can even rotate the whole thing and make it the right way upright. Just click on rotate, highlight everything. Can either use that lasso or Control A. Control A is for select all. All right, where am I now? We have selected our objects. Tell the machine we're done. Basically just going to be telling the machine after selecting the object that you're done by clicking on enter in each and every one of these ones in here, right? And most of them you're going to have to select the base point. As you can see now, it's telling us select the base point. We want it to reference around this angle, this point rather. All right, my auto mode is on. That is why I'm only able to move in right angle triangle. All right, I'm happy here. See, now it's upright, right? What other tool can I do now? Let's do the last one, the mirror tool, so the video is not too long. Mirror, click on mirror, select objects that you want to mirror, selected all my objects. Then it says now specify first point of a mirror line, right? So if we drew a line here, and you want to mirror this point, this object around that line, we're going to select it. So right now we want to just mirror it about this line. All right. Okay. Then it says specify second point. Second point, we can just click it anywhere there. Right, I click. Now it's gonna ask me, do you want to erase source object? Source object is the stuff that you drew already. Do you want to keep it after this mirror or do you want to remove it? Let's keep it. Erase source object, no. You can either type in N in the command line, that will register a no, or you can just click a no there. Sharp. You've got it like that. All right. Let's draw a line here. Let's draw a line here. Escape. And mirror this point across to this other side and delete this. All right. Click on mirror. Select all. Enter. Specify first point is this point. Second point is this point. Do you want to erase? I would love to erase all those objects. Cut. See, then it mirrored across to the other side. As you can see, this is a mirror, not a copy. A mirror, it sees itself and it reflects it. It flips. All right, guys. This is the end of this session. We will continue in the next session that follows. I hope you enjoyed, or you, if you have any questions, you can just uh, leave them in the comments below. Remember, practice makes perfection.